to the Puma in the Cage. Tonight we have three new guests that I can't wait to introduce you. But first, let's have a look what happened this week. Sunday evening, Boris Johnson gave us the new guideline. Stay alert. Don't stay at home anymore. You stay alert, but you can go out, but you have to stay alert. Alert of what? Of the coronavirus. You can't really see. Is there an app like in Pokemon? You go around with the app. Ah, there is a Pokemon there. There is a coronavirus there. What the fuck? What was that? What was that all about? I don't know. Even the guy from Ryanair, I think, is a bit confused.
The business only functions if we can sell most of the seats on most of the flights. Now, we accept in July and August that the load factors will be lower than that, but you don't need social distancing. In fact, the government's already recommended that where social distancing isn't possible, wear face masks. That is the effective measure against the spread of COVID-19, not ineffective measures like a 14-day isolation, which nobody will observe anyway.
We don't need social distancing? The government said we don't need social distancing? Where did he hear that? That's a new one. Oh dear. And I think on top of that, Ryanair, for sure, they're going to sell their own mask. Maybe like this one's. And on this note, let's start the show. Here we are live with my guests of today. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Are we allowed to talk now?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. So let me introduce you to our audience, to our two people that are watching us right now. But they will grow. I'm confident. So we have Akin Omobitan. Hello.
Hey. Hello, wonderful people.
Stella Graham. Look at the pronunciation.
Very good.
And then Philip Kosteletsky.
Hello.
Hey, did I say it right? Is it correct?
Got it right.
Yeah, fabulous. So guys, how are you doing? I haven't seen you obviously for ages now. How you been? How you been coping in this pandemic here? Akin, let's start with you.
Oh, I've been doing pretty solid. I'm still alive, so that's the first plus. That was my main objective so far during the pandemic, was stay alive. So that's ticked. I'm somehow still employed as well, but furloughed. So like that's 2 for 2. And none of my loved ones have passed away. So on those 3 counts, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Fantastic. I can see that you're doing a podcast. That is the one that you're advertising behind you.
Yeah, that's keeping me busy. So I've managed to keep that going remotely, squeezing the orange. It's a social science podcast, myself and a psychology professor. We take peer-reviewed papers that no one ever reads, and we try to present them to an audience in a fun and accessible way.
Nice. I have to say that to my boyfriend. He likes that kind of stuff. So
put him on it, man. So
Yeah,
it's available
yeah, I'll
everywhere.
put it
Yeah,
on.
it's on all podcast apps, iTunes, Spotify. And oh my God, I'm just pitching my podcast on your show. This is so shameless.
And you,
That's
Stella,
all
tell
right,
me
Paul.
how you've been coping. With who are you? Are you isolating on your own, or are you with someone?
No. There's a poor bastard that lives with me. His name is Tom, and it's been pretty sweet. I gotta say, I am loving lockdown. I'm having a great time. I'm missing the gig, but I tell you what, my garden has never looked better, mate. And I'm cooking shit. I'm exercising. I've done my accounts. I've cleaned the bathroom. I am fucking crushing lockdown.
Fantastic. Good. And you, Philip? How you been coping? Have you been living with someone, or are you on your own?
I'm currently with my girlfriend in Birmingham, actually, which has been good. It's been good fun. I've also, like Akin, I've been furloughed, so I'm spending most of my days just banging my head against the wall, looking for me to do. But
But
it's been all right. I've tried to be productive, and that's what I've done. I've just tried to be a
Yeah.
bit productive.
Yeah, that's what everyone's trying to do right now. And there is a
I mean,
question
not all killing it like Stella is. I mean, she seems to be really crushing it.
I don't even know if I want to go back to comedy. I'm having a great time.
I think you should become professionally quarantined. I think that you should look at
I-
quarantine.
He used to
I
call that
actually-
housewife, right? Wasn't that the former term for that?
I tell you what, mate, I'm not against it. If look, in the 1950s, mate, if they had Netflix, they would not have complained.
I actually am with Stella. I'm having the best time of my life here. I'm on a diet. I'm dancing every day. I'm doing, when the weather is nice, I'm doing gardening too. I've got some new plants that are growing. I'm so excited every day. I'm there looking at the plants growing. Yeah, no, I'm having a good time. I'm cooking,
now go
baking.
United States where someone's lungs are collapsing, and then we cut to that.
But there is a question that I asked to all my guests. If there is anything that you started doing now that you literally never ever done before, Philip, let's start with you.
That I've never done before.
Hmm.
I know you said these questions, but I forgot about the never done before part. So now I stop me. I think I'll answer the question that I was planning to.
Okay, go.
I'm just
That's a politician's approach, right? You get asked
Yeah,
a direct
yeah.
question, and what I will answer instead is my pre-prepared question.
That's it. Yeah. What we
Okay.
really should be talking about is the NHS.
Answer hers. I've just kind of been reading a lot more, which is actually somewhat new for me because I was very much against reading when I was younger. But I'm getting into a lot more, watching a lot more movies as well. I can't think of anything that I've never done before because, I
There's
mean,
not much that you can do, really.
yeah, there's not much I can do, and something completely novel. I mean, I don't know. I'm taking more poos. That's new for me.
But you know, some people, for instance, never cooked and they went into cooking or whatever. You know, some people manage to do something they've never done before. Well, reading is really good. I'm still not quite into
Thanks.
that.
For reading, you did a really good job. You're reading. Yeah, well done.
Really good job. Yeah, it's like one of those description that people put on online dating website. I like reading. Oh, good for you.
Thanks. I'm glad you said I was so basic. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And you, Stella, is there anything that you know them before?
You know what, mate? I think fuck sourdough. Everybody's been baking sourdough. Everyone's been talking about how's your starter. So I went bollocks. I'm gonna make a focaccia.
Hey.
Right? If you put that much oil and salt and flour together, only something good can come out of that, right? So just for you, Romina, I'm going with Team Italy in the breadsticks. So
Yeah.
focaccia. I also, like my first attempt at baking, because I don't normally bake, I found some flour deep in the depths of the cupboard. I thought, oh yeah, I'll give this a go while everybody's run out of flour. And I baked like what can only really be described as a bread weapon. Like this thing was heavy. It was pretty awful. So I managed to locate some flour. Tom's mum posted us some yeast. So, you know, we got some powder. And yeah, did myself some focaccia.
Very good. I've been baking a lot. Bread, turmeric bread, focaccia, pizza. I'm loving it. I made ginger biscuit last night. Especially when I'm stressed, I'm just baking. And then I give it to my boyfriend to eat because I'm on a diet. So
Oh man,
I bake and he eats. There you go. For you.
great deal.
Oh, for you. So I'm getting slimmer and he's growing. We lost Philip for a second. There you go, you're back. And you, Akin, tell me all about it. What you do.
Like the main thing that I've been doing like thorough research into coronaviruses. I am expecting my honorary degree from Google any day now. I've spent so much time on YouTube trying to understand what this thing is. Like I've gone down the conspiracy theory route. I've gone down the scientific route, the research route. You can ask me anything about coronaviruses right now, and I'll probably definitely be able to link you to a YouTube channel that will be able to inform you in full. But like I've been spending like loads of time. That was like my first thing. Like once this pandemic hit, I was surprised everyone had so many questions. I was like, go online. All the answers are there. Go check it out for yourself.
So do you think, while you are so informed, is there going to be another wave then?
Oh, there's definitely going to be like everything is in place for wave number 2. It's going to be like the
true.
What was that?
Stella's dream is coming true. A second wave, you know.
Second wave is on its way, man. It's gonna be like kind of like when you get like a Prison Break season 1, and then the producers are like, "Oh, that's so amazing. Let's do a second one that is absolutely worse." So I'm expecting there to be a second wave, a third wave, and by the time we get the fourth one, I think everyone should be thoroughly done with it by then.
I do have a question, Akin. If you're doing all this reading, have you managed to come up with a vaccine for us?
Oh, we are the vaccine, man. Like okay. So legit, like some legit research stuff. Like these coronaviruses have been around for a long time. Like our bodies naturally develop like antibodies to this stuff, man. We are the vaccine. I'm keeping an eye on Sweden, by the way, because they're one of the countries that have gone for herd immunity. And it's going to be like real interesting to see over like the long haul how it kind of like plays out for them.
Do you believe in the herd immunity thing?
Oh yeah, totally. Like there's like heaps of research, like loads of like the other SARS epidemics that hit before. Like they've never found any vaccines for coronaviruses. Like we always just develop immunity. Wait, is this turning into like I'm supposed to be doing jokes? But no, like they've never developed a vaccine for any coronaviruses. The last big outbreak we had was like the SARS one back in like 2003. And like the population just kind of like weathered it out. So they were like, well, we don't need to like develop it anymore. Everyone's fine.
Oh, okay.
I should get like a foil hat from somewhere as well, just to kind of like.
Akin, mate, just get yourself down to Nightingale and say, guys, what are you doing?
Everyone, get up off your bed. Come on, tough it out. Take it on the chin and go get out there.
Yeah, let's go head to Sweden. They've got it locked, mate.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well done. Very, very good. Very good. I tend to watch a bit in the morning, but then is enough. Otherwise, they keep bombarding, and I just can't handle anymore. I just watch a bit just to have a little bit of an idea of what's going on, and then I'm done. Thank you very much. Auf Wiedersehen. And then I watch something silly on Netflix. That's what I do. But let's go with another question, guys, that I also asked to our viewers. If they want to comment, we can answer to them as well. So my question is, what annoys you the most of other people? Stella.
I would say, yeah, mine is people that binge on all this coronavirus shit. You know, people that just watch all these YouTube videos and then they go onto other platforms and just start spouting their opinions like they've got the cure. I mean, what kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Totally with you, Stella.
And you, Philip?
My thing that annoys me the most about people is when they obnoxiously brand their own podcast on other people's live shows. That just really annoys me. You know, this isn't your show. Take the opportunity at the end of the program to promote your podcast. Don't put it in the corner in the middle. You know.
I know, right? Who do they think they are?
I should put my logo behind me instead while I have my kitchen. I'm terrible. Look at you guys, very well organized, like you're supposed to do in this kind of stuff, you know, plain wall. I'm terrible. I just have a very messy kitchen.
You should put a
Okay.
bookshelf
Yeah.
behind. We could judge you for the literature that you read.
Say again?
You should have put a bookshelf behind you, and then we can judge you for the literature that you read.
I don't read much. That's the thing. I've got probably 10 books. That's the most.
You should put that on your Tinder bio that you don't read much.
I don't read. I watch lots of films.
Ah,
That's
okay.
Especially the one that I prefer the most are the one based on true stories.
Yeah.
Because I can't wait to see the end of it so I can Google how the story goes.
Ah,
I'm
yeah,
watching
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I
What's the
can-
last thing you've watched lately?
Searching history, it's just never exciting for him, you know.
Yeah, it's better in a film, a bit dramatized, and then I read out what is it? What I watched recently. Let me think. Leon. The one,
Okay.
a few others, but now I can't remember the titles. But yeah, I saw one that was really good. It was about this woman that she became a massive businesswoman in America, and she was making a shampoo for hair for black women. For
Uh-huh.
So it was great. The actress, I can't remember her name, but she's amazing. Another one.
Good
I
luck
saw,
finding
I
that,
can-
viewers. Good luck finding that one, viewers. Gonna have to get a PI on it.
But I can research them and link them later. And the last one I'm gonna say that I saw recently, it was the one about I can't remember, NASA. Women in the 60s working in
Hidden
NASA.
Figures.
Huh?
It was called Hidden Figures, right?
Yes, that one. Yes, yeah.
All right.
I watched so much stuff that I never remember what I watched. You know how many times? I don't know if that happens to you too, guys, but I watch sometimes stuff and I realize I've seen it at the end of it.
All the way at the end only. What are you doing before the end? You're not thinking this is all familiar.
No, I don't know. See, I'm so fucked up.
It's like a really drawn out process of deja vu, that is.
Yeah. At the
I
very end,
mean-
like last scene, I was like, oh, you know what? I think I've seen that.
I can't help but feel really sorry for Ramina. She got to the end of all them like series of Game of Thrones, and she's like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I've been bitterly
minute.
disappointed before.
Oh dear. And you, Akin, what annoys you about the
Hey man, the thing that's really been annoying me of late is people pretending not to understand the new government guidelines. This is, I get it, right? You're allowed to not like the government, but you don't have to make yourself look stupid in the process. Like it's getting a bit silly now. People are now overtly just pretending to not understand a damn thing, and they're taking like all of the rules to like the furthest extremes. I don't think like, oh man, you guys are gonna make me defend Bojo, man. Like I'm gonna have to defend Boris. Like
Oh dear.
he's got to put a statement out for like 60 plus million people. Guess what? It's not gonna take your specific personal circumstance into account. Like it's supposed to be like, you know, here's a loose approximation of what we're going to be doing. I'm getting really annoyed actually because people now, what they're doing now is they're actively rebelling against being given more civil liberties. Like this is getting a bit silly. He's like, oh, you know what? Like I'm gonna trust the British public to be able to conduct themselves in a mature and responsible way. And the British public's response is, no, you can't trust me to do this. This is not possible. I don't trust myself or others. No, it's getting a bit. It's getting weird, man. Like it's getting super weird. So that's really annoying me of late.
Yeah, Yeah, I got a little bit annoyed by that too. Of people
Yeah,
like,
and everyone bragging that they've got cleaners, but they're doing it in this weird kind of like backhanded way of like, oh, so let's say I happen to have a cleaner. So my cleaner who I employ is my cleaner. Is my cleaner allowed to come to my home? Is my cleaner allowed to come to my home and clean all 4 of my bedrooms? Is my cleaner allowed, but I can't see my mother? Yeah, man, we get it. Some of you are doing better than others. Fantastic, man.
well done. I'm cleaning the house myself. Thank you.
Right?
Right.
Actually, I have my boyfriend that is the cleaner. He's-
Yeah, he's full of ginger biscuits. Get him put in the background.
All right. Let's move on to the next question, guys. Let's see what the next question is. What is your worst fear or phobia? Stella, let's start with you this time.
I think if Boris came on the television and said, "Look, Stella, you have to move back in with your mother," that would be the worst thing that could happen right now, because life is sweet. I'm quite enjoying this bit of social distancing. The worrying thing is she could actually be watching this right now. But we are FaceTiming mostly because she's sort of shielding at home. So, and it's quite handy because whenever I go over there, she's like, "I'll go and pick that up for me. I'll go and put the kettle on. Is that someone at the door? Can you go and check the gate?" So I'm just like running around like a blue-ass fly. I'd never get a minute's peace. So right now, we're just on FaceTime having a little chat, and then I can just go out and have my little barbecue for 2 that I've been having during this lockdown. So yeah, if I can, the social distancing is working out quite sweet. So yeah, I don't want to have to go back there and have to help her, or worst case, even live with her and have to help her. So yeah, that's my fear.
I know the feeling, right? Because I had my dad over here during Christmas, and he came over just before Christmas, and I brought him back mid-February. So it's been a couple of months here. My boyfriend and I, we were going nuts. I mean, he's sweet, but having another person in a little flat, after a bit, it gets a little bit annoying. And now that he's there, we FaceTime every day. "Oh, hello, I'm busy now. Bye."
Were you baking more?
Yes.
Were you baking more when your dad was around?
Yeah, absolutely. I even had to buy a coffee machine because I only had, the mocha, the normal mocha. And you should have seen his face every morning when I was making coffee. The face of disappointment every morning. I was like, "Oh, shitty coffee here." So in the end, I bought a coffee machine, and he was happy.
That's just like living with a shitty coffee heckler. You don't need that.
Yeah. And you, Philip, what is your worst fear or phobia?
I have a real fear of toads. I fucking hate toads. Toads. They're
Toads. Okay.
like frogs, but not like the Mario character Toad. But sorry, you lose me again. Just like toads, the thing that's like a frog. I hate them. I find them, they're awful. They're disgusting. They really like cause a physical. I really don't like them, and it annoys me because they kind of look like frogs. I now have like a by-proxy fear of frogs because of the fact it really annoys me, because like toads, they're like hench, they're like frogs that work out, and it's just
Frogs that take care of themselves.
That is your phobia. And you, Akin?
Oh man, so like I've got like 2 like genuine phobias. One of them is like heights, like very scared of heights, and I'm massively scared of open water as well. They're my 2 massive phobias. But like fortunately, I've not had to worry about either of those during this pandemic. It's like one of the real benefits of the pandemic is everything that you spend your life worried about, it just also has to go on hold and like self-isolate for a while. kind of getting a bit concerned for like all of the muggers in London. Have they like innovated? Do they have like their knife on like a 2-meter stick now, and they get you to like kind of like kick your wallet along the ground? Like there's like so many things now where I just feel like even when I'm outside, I just feel a lot more kind of like relaxed. There's like fewer people, and it's.
I tell you, who's isolating. Toads are not self-isolating. Chill out.
Dude, where are these toads? I didn't know Birmingham had such a toad problem.
It's the thing is, it's one of those things that I just don't. I've seen them in like zoos and stuff, and they're just disgusting.
Oh my God, they're in the zoo. They're coming to get you.
My fear is like being like it's like a fear dream where like I'm just covered in toads and I can't escape them. They're very vicious. Well,
was there an incident, Philip? Is it like
there was no incident. Nothing happened. I just
there we go. So this can be your Edinburgh show 2025 whenever we go back. Philip Carl Kosteletsky touched by a toad.
And I totally understand, Phil.
Really about my father.
And
I don't want to give you. Sorry, I don't want to give you nightmares, Philip, but you should Google cane toads.
Oh, they're the worst. That's what started this fear, I think.
What toads? Chain toads.
Cane. So, they're in Australia and they're massive.
They're disgusting.
Oh wow! Yeah. Now my phobia is of bees, wasps, anything that flies. I'm scared. I mean, I can run even faster than Forrest Gump if I encounter a bumblebee. So that is my only thing, that when I'm in the garden, sometimes I get, like one bee that passes, I scream like there is no tomorrow.
You're kind of enticing your greatest fear there by going out in the garden and working on it and like flowering it. You're basically enticing them.
I know, but I want to make it look nice. I was tempted actually to plant fake plants. Is it, at least
just to mess with the bees. Just to annoy them.
Yes.
That'll get them. Oh, you'll prove them wrong. You'll really
pollinate this PVC.
Yeah.
Oh dear, guys. No, we have come to the end of this episode.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to get dressed.
Oh. I thought it was a celebration. The end. We're like, congrats, but you were like, no.
We made it to the end. I would like to thank you guys for coming on the Poom on the Cage. You've been lovely. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you at a gig at some point. Who knows when that's going to happen? Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. Round of applause to Aking Obabitan, Stella Brown.
Oh, thank you.
And Philip Kosteletsky.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Yes.
Bye. Bye. So we are come to an end. Next week, we'll have David Sonos, Cecilia Della Torre, and Aaron Simmons. I'll see you all next week. Thank you for watching, and see you next week. Bye.